Hey guys, check out my new hat. Vortex spotting scopes. They got back to me and they said that they already had their Canadian ambassadors for this season. However, in the fall, they're going to have a new batch of guys and they're going to send out scopes and gear and whatever. And they said, do you want to be added to the list? I said, absolutely. So they sent me a new hat, a new shirt, beer bottle opener, and some stickers. But we are on the list. So, I mean, in the meantime, I've already bought my beautiful couscous scope. But hey, if these guys send me some gear to try out, I'd love to try it out. So I also wanted to mention to you guys, I wasn't going to read any more stories in this book. As I said, we did the Carol and Jack murders, which is the first story. Then I thought, you know what, I'll give it a chance. Actually, the other stories that he's telling in here are kind of funny. They're humorous. And there are a lot of stories. There's like 20 different stories. So I am going to read this whole book. It's, George Berrigan, Police Stories, Tales from a Small Town Cop. Okay, it's actually decent. Also, I'm starting this one, which is another Scott Peck, guys. You know, he was the psychologist from the 70s who first mixed spirituality with psychology to help resolve people's issues and said, it's not all just matters of psychosis, it is matters of spirit, right? So he was the first one to kind of add spirituality to that. So, and I feel like I was led to this book the other day because I went to the bookstore looking for the Police Stories book. They didn't have it, and I just looked up on the shelf, and this was there. And I'm like, ooh, I love Scott Peck. So here we are. So that has led me also to what we're going to do in this video, which is I've got 15 questions in here about spirituality for my spirit guides. Because I was watching some videos today on, our purpose and why we would be here and, being more open to spiritual side of being here than just, working and living, which you guys know I've talked about. And that's absolutely the way I've felt my entire life, that there's more to this. And so I've come up with 14 questions that I have for my spirit guides and one statement. So we'll see what they have to say about that at the end. Let's go upstairs. I'm also cooking dinner. I dropped off my youngest at volleyball. And let's go out on the deck, throw the ball for Mr. Gage, and ask some questions to my spirit team. Yes, we're going to go out on the deck, Mr. Gage. Come on. So the timing was a little off. I started making dinner. We're going to do that. Turkey and couscous. How's my couscous coming? Oh, beautiful. And I've also got my veggies in here, half done. Come on, let's go. Forgot my book, I came back to get it. That time means something to me. I find it funny, guys, that I'm going to do a spiritual transcending video and I see one of my spirit times on the clock. So I have a few different times that I think of people that have passed. That particular number there happens to be my stepfather, because my mom told me that for years they would wake up in the middle of the night and it would be 4:44, and Dave said, I guess that's my number. So I always think of Dave when I see that number. But we've got to find Mr. Gage's ball here. Can't all be about Gary's spiritual growth today. What a good dog I have. He just went in the bush to poop. Good boy. He left his ball over there. Get your ball. Bring it here. All right, drop it. Drop it. Hey. No. Okay, so these questions that I've come up with, guys, are things that I want clarification on, or I just want more guidance. So these are directly to my spirit guides, okay? Did I volunteer to come here to Earth? Can you help me remember my true self? So, like I said before, guys, when it stops itself, there seems to be a break in the talking. To me, that means they've answered the question, and I'll just move on to the next one. Can I fully awaken while here on Earth? Did you guide me to the Scott Peck book In Search of Stones? Okay, guys, I'm here editing my session from yesterday on the deck, and there was machinery down the road working. There's a guy building a house, I don't know, 300-400 yards down the road. And I could hear it as I was recording, but I didn't realize how much the phone was picking up that ambient machine noise. I think we may have just had a breakthrough here on this video, working on this video. I thought, well, I want to use the wind noise removal tool to see if we can get rid of that machine noise in the background. Now, there's a lot of tweaking that we can do with the wind removal. There's frequency limit, there's removal strength, and there's compensation. So there's 3 slider bars, and it goes up to 2000 hertz, 0 to 100%, and then compensation 0 up to 100%. Guys, I just left it on the defaults on that last section, and there was a couple of words where I thought she was saying yeah, 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 but as soon as I applied the filter, I could clearly hear it say laugh, 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 and laugh makes sense with what was being said. Now, if I take this wind removal section and I further filter it, I like to use a soft filter on our regular microphone sessions, and I do it quite often. You guys don't even know, but it makes the speech a little bit clearer. Anyway, where I'm going with this is I have never done any of this filtering on these sessions, and it's just because of the background noise that I thought of doing it in this one, and this opens up a whole new field of research, guys, which is filtering the responses. I mean, there's some basic things I do to clear up audio, but this wind noise removal, it's like a game changer. And I'm going to play with it through the rest of this video because that machinery noise is so loud. If you want to hear the machinery, go back to the beginning of the video where I'm sitting on the deck. You'll hear it in the background. It's loud. And from this point on, you guys aren't going to hear that because I'm going to be filtering and playing with the audio. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Am I being enough? And the reason I asked that question is I watched an interview with a girl who was talking about, her enlightenment and the process she went through. And she said she was talking to her spirit guides and she said, am I doing enough? And they said, it's not about doing enough. It's about being enough. Just being light and love and sharing that inner guidance with other people. Because in her case, she had volunteered to come down to earth to help, raise the frequency of the people around her. And just by being and not doing, being the right type of person, compassionate, loving, that was doing what she was here to do. So that's kind of where I'm going with that question. Can you bring a past life regression therapist to me? Can you tell me their name? How do I learn to astral travel? Anybody else catch that? There's another example of them answering a question before I even asked it. How do I learn to astral travel? Where do we go between reincarnations? How old is my soul? How do I receive clearer communication from my spirit guides? Listen. What is in my soul contract? That sounded like a lot. Where am I going when I am done with my work on Earth? I was trying for a long time yesterday not to cough during that session, and I knew it was only a matter of time, and I thought, oh well, I'll just remove that section. But their response to me finally coughing up a lung was priceless. Am I coming back to Earth after this life? Who on Earth needs my help the most? And this is the statement. Wake me up. I'm ready. Alright guys, so I gotta go analyze all that and check my couscous. Busy evening. I'll catch you guys in the next adventure.